Tell you what, I think the higher the bar gets, the better she jumps. So we're going to go all the way with this one and have some fun.
Is it me, or does this competition seem a little tilted towards Lundqvist? They're doing pieces about him. He's hanging out on boats with tigers. The first event was swimming. He's allowed to choke the dogs whenever he wants. I smell a rat terrier.
That's as high as they will allow in this competition. She can't.
By they, do you mean the International SuperDogs, Superjocks Governing Senate, or Willie Gall?
We'll finish second.
All right, all the way.
By the long face.
Royalty, doesn't she?
Oh, she does. She does it so nonchalantly. It's just a matter of fact, of course.
Over.
Here she comes.
She's kind of like Andrew Jones, so nonchalant, but then always makes the play. And she's never won a World Series.
13.
Girl can jump.
Okay, Randy and I are such big fans of high-flying hounds that we've created our own little competition. We call it High-Flying Production Assistants. Randy, why don't you introduce us to your PA? Well, his name is Mr. Nibbles, and he is a suburban Caucasian. He's 4 in dog years. Well, he's beautiful. His coat is fantastic. I can see that you've gotten him neutered. That was a good call because he is so well behaved. He really is. We had some problems when he was 2. We had to do a little crate work, but he's past that, and he's really excited to jump, aren't you, Mr. Nibbles? Who's your good boy? Who's your good boy? You want to let, who's your, after the jump. Good boy. Okay, why don't you tell us what you're going to be jumping today? Well, he's going to be jumping over the entire first season of Beg, Borrow, and Deal. Yikes. The raw footage. So that stack is really high. Well, so is Mr. Nibbles. So, okay. You ready? Come on, Mr. Nibbles. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. Come on, Mr. Nibbles. Come on, buddy. You ready? Come on, let's do this, Mr. Nibbles. Come on, Mr. Nibbles. Okay, Mr. Nibbles is approaching the first stack. He's done this before. This should be a piece of cake for him.
Yeah, way to go.
Easily.
Come on, jump it.
Second stack might get in some trouble.
Yeah.
Oh, he's over that as well.
You got it, buddy.
Here's where he's in the thicket.
Come on.
No one has cleared a stack this high. Oh, my God. Randy, he's circling. Get him outside. I know. That's why he needs to get outside. He is nervous, Jacob. No. We'll be back after we clean up this mess. Come on, Jesus. All right, we're well underway here. The action's really heating up. Now, we know a lot of you out there are participating in those SuperDogs rotisserie leagues. So as an added bonus, we're going to throw it over to Eric and Brandon at the ESPN Fantasy Desk.
Hi there. All right, we've got the Frisbee toss coming up, and really, this is a great chance to pick up some possession receivers here. Now, personally, I like a dog named Duchess. She's bigger than the other dogs, and she's got this nonchalant style. That's going to scare some people away, but her leaping ability, her size, these are things that make her a great pickup.
Yeah, absolutely. I just got word that Hicks has got put on waivers. Now, you're going to want to pick this dog up. He's hungry. If you need to, you can just put him on your bench. You can use him during a bye week. Now, here's something I haven't said too often, but the underrated dog of the week? Mud Puddles. Okay, now, she couldn't clear 8 bars, but, guys, she's got a lot of heart. She's been watching tons of tape. She's got a soft schedule from here on in. You know, I say look for this bitch to rack up some serious points. Come on, Eric, what are you high? I mean, if you're even going to say the words underrated dog of the week, you got to follow that with just 2 words. Demolition dog. He's been working with a trainer. He's put on 2 pounds of muscle, and he switched from Purina to Science Diet. This dog is serious about winning. Plus, this is a utility dog. He doesn't specialize in any one event. Just does everything well. He's clutch. He's the kind of dog you go out and you build your fantasy team around. All right, he's Eric. I'm Brandon. This has been the Fantasy Focus. Woof.
Thanks for the insight, guys. Now let's get back to SuperDogs, Superjocks, and the rapid relays. Aren't all relays supposed to be rapid?
All right, 2 events are down now. We're finished with the water events. We come now, Willie, to the rapid relay. It's a feast or famine.
They just tack on the Love Boat theme?
The winner. Mike Conley figures this is his chance. He doesn't have fins and scales. He says, I'm on my turf now.
That's right. Now, this is a rapid event. Mike has to negotiate this circle.
That's why they've called in Kevin
Get
Spacey.
through this and get back. He'll do very well. Get him back in the race.
All right, this is the definitive team event.
The definitive team event? What? What about college basketball? Or volleyball? Or hockey?
And here are the rules. Steve Lundqvist will have the first race off as
Wait, what? Lundqvist gets a bye? And he got to meet the Tiger? That's so unfair. What is this, the Steve Lundqvist Invitational?
That is Kogi. Remember, 100 points to the winner. Losers get nothing. Here we go. That is Hicksus. Hicksus fumbling the ball, something he doesn't do.
This whole thing feels like a 4-year-old's birthday party. Only less fun.
Here comes Ruffian. Kind of a tender little take of the ball. Mike Conley's team has taken the lead now. Demolition Derby.
Who?
And Breton chases him. Nice take.
Who's that lady?
By Breton. Gonna be
Okay, this just gets more and more demeaning. These are Olympic caliber athletes, people.
But look at Bill Johnson. He's getting through that obstacle course very well. Fumbled the ball, but picked it up and fell out in front of him. Opportunistic for him, and the dive. Too close to call.
But close enough to call humiliating.
Great race.
And the crowd can barely contain himself.
Johnson thinks he did. Mike Connolly thinks he did. I'm not
Why oughta?
Let's take a look.
Well, it appears that Mike Connolly has an insurmountable lead, but here he makes a mistake. He drops the ball, but of course he gets it back right away. He goes through. Now, Mike has a problem with these circles because he's such a big guy, and Bill is used to the tuck position.
Who thought up this event?
Smoothly, and look, oh!
Got his hand across, did Connolly. Johnson wants proof.
Where's that instant replay?
We just saw it and you lost.
We just saw the instant replay, and Bill Johnson did it.
But thank God he's wearing a weight belt.
Mike Connolly will now play Steve Lundquist for the 100 points. Sky's ready to go. Let's take a look at Steve Lundquist's all-girl.
Hey, that's the fountain from Friends. And even it looks bored.
Sky, she's a border collie, and mud puddles. The swimming Rottweiler, hoping to do well.
Okay, wait, rewind it. What are the dogs saying?
Hoping to do well in this event also. Kogi will lead it off for Mike Connolly's team.
4, 3, 2, 1, go.
No one was more surprised than we were that the crowd could count backwards.
Here comes Sky now for Steve Lundquist.
Can't believe this was on ESPN.
And now it's Poacher underway along with Duchess.
Duchess is like,
I just jumped 7 feet in the air. Now, if you want me, I'll be in my trailer sipping water out of the loo.
And that may be where she's going. Mud Puddle starts back, but I think this is going to be too little too late. Look how far ahead Connolly is.
Look at Steve.
yeah, the dog has standards, but Steve doesn't.
Of course. He's coming back around all the obstacles, and Connolly still beat him. He's still beating him.
Oh, my
Cheater.
gosh. Steve said by any means necessary, at all means.
How did this heat suddenly become a metaphor for race relations in our country?
Duchess said, you tried good. Look at Steve. He wants to annihilate Michael's course. So that Michael...
Who thought up this event? Charles Edward Cheese III.
He picks up after Steve.
Thankfully, this male nurse was on hand to help Connolly pick up the pieces.
Mike Connolly is. So Connolly gets the 100 points in the rapid relays. And believe me, he earned it.
Yeah, you are the champion. You know, even though it looks like it, they didn't just throw together that obstacle course. That took months of building, years of planning, and a lifetime of dreaming by one man. That man is Guy LaFleur, and this is his story.
Yeah, anybody can take a ramp or a high jump bar too and slap it down and call that an obstacle course. But to give a course a sense of flow, to create obstacles that are pleasing to the eye as well as bring out the dog's dogness, that takes an architect. And that's what I do. My name is Guy LaFleur, Guy spelled like Guy, and LaFleur's French name, meaning of the floor, a man of the floor. And I am the SuperDogs, Superjocks course architect. You hear a lot about golf course architects, Jack Nicklaus, Arnold Palmer, Terrence Trent D'Arby, but you don't hear a lot about me. I still remember the moment when it all became clear. There was a miniature golf course where I used to caddy on Saturdays, and on the 17th hole they had a windmill. And when people would tee off on 17, they would look at the windmill and say, how am I going to hit it through that thing? And I would look at the windmill and say, how can I get a dog to jump over it? I guess I'm kind of like Don Quixote that way. Don Quixote had a dog, right?
Tertastic bark. Kids love dinosaurs.
I don't have a dog myself. I'm allergic. Dogs and cashews. Throat closes right up for both. I guess my biggest nightmare would be if a dog who had eaten some cashews were to throw up in my mouth. And lucky for me, that only happened once.
It's a challenge to come up with new dog obstacles, dogstacles. You know, having never really spent any time with dogs, but you know that's why I have to work 2, 4, 10 times harder than you know, than the next guy. I'm not a mathematician, okay? I'm an architect.
I get my inspiration from deep, deep inside. literally. I have a rare disease called wandering spleen. I used to get mad at God and say, why can't I have a spleen?